or afternoon, depending on where everyone is. Let us know where you are watching from. I'm currently in Oregon. Rachel?
I'm in Minnesota or Minnesota to be cheesy.
We have just gotten a ton of snow, and although I love the snow, I'm ready for spring. So I'm hoping by the time that I get back, the snow will be gone.
Me
But
too.
how is everyone doing today?
How are you guys?
Okay.
It's nice to see you. I'm super excited for today. Are you?
Yes. So welcome to today's masterclass on how to become a social media manager step by step. This is going to be awesome, and of course led by Rachel Peterson, viral sensation, queen of social media and Metrical's ambassador. I'm so excited for this. I think it's going to be awesome. So, Rachel.
Let's just dive on in. I'm super excited. This is actually probably one of the questions I get the most, which is how do I become a social media manager? Now, one thing I'll share, and Aniston, I'd love to hear your feedback and everyone else's feedback too. When I started thinking about becoming a social media manager, the first thing I looked up on YouTube was how to become a social media manager. Did you do that too?
Yes.
Many, many, many times, right? And so today we're going to give you guys tons and tons of value. You guys cool with that? Drop a yes if you are. I know it's Friday. I know everyone's had like a busy week. It's been a wild winter for those of us in places with snow. But are you guys as excited as I am? Drop a yes in the comments. Okay, so we're going to do a whole bunch of debunking. I see Josh, I see Christian, I see Taylor, I see Camilo, I see Angela, Lindsay. So good to see you guys. Okay, so we're going to be doing a lot of debunking, and I'm going to be teaching in a way that's really simple, a way that's easy, a way that's straightforward. Everything that I'm sharing with you guys comes from 8 years of not hypothetical learning. It comes from 8 years of working directly with clients. In fact, I have worked with clients most of you have probably heard of. I've made every mistake you could possibly make. Drop a yes if you needed to hear that today. I've tested different things. When I hear X, Y, and Z experts say this is the way to do it, I'll try it. If I like it, I'll keep it. If it sucks, I drop it. So, what I'm going to share with you guys is the result of lots of learning, trial, error, and ultimately figuring out what works. Whew.
That's
That
awesome.
was a really intense like intro. Okay. So, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Ready? Drop a yes if you hear something you're excited about learning or diving into. So we've got portfolios. I'm going to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to talk just a little bit on how to find clients, like those first couple of clients. The lowdown on proposals. This is a big one. Kind of a little bit on pricing slash how to quote clients accurately. The first meeting with your client, so setting yourself up for success, reporting, and then how to organize your business to the best of your ability as you get started. Everyone here, at least one thing that you're excited about?
That
Okay,
sounds
cool,
awesome.
cool, cool. Looks like everyone's so excited. And this is a really good, like, this is great energy on a Friday. I'm so happy
I
about that.
know.
Ah! Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, you guys, is portfolios. I'm going to share something with you that might surprise you. Okay. Oh, and Anita's here too. Yay. So I'm ready for it. I still don't have a portfolio. Oh, I actually have never had a portfolio. The way I'm going to teach portfolios is a little bit different than what most people think because portfolios can be really helpful for people who are in, let's say, photography or graphic design or like videography. Those fields are really visual, and people want to see examples of your work to understand if the way that your visual work is presented aligns with their vision. And so when it comes to social media management, unless you are a social media photographer, the truth is you may not ever need a portfolio. Anyone relieved by this? Um, Here's the reason why. The content that gets results is not always the prettiest content. I challenge some of you guys to write that down. The content that gets results is not always the prettiest content. In fact, the clients where we've generated thousands of leads or tens of thousands of leads or even millions of dollars on the front end or back end, most of their content that we've created was really ugly. Who's getting that aha? If you guys get an aha where it's like, "Ugh," something clicks, drop AHA in the chat.
Okay,
This
what do you mean by ugly?
What I mean is if someone were a branding snob, they might see some of the work that actually performs and be like, That's what actually worked?" And this is kinda wild. Aniston, you probably kinda knew this already. Like, have you ever seen that it's the least polished content that seems to perform the best?
Yeah, it's always kind of random. I mean, not random, but yeah, it never seems to be the content that you put hours of editing and work into, and then the ones that you're like, "Oh, let's talk about a new update," or something that's kind of pertinent to
Yes.
either timing or your audience, you're like, "Oh,
Mhm.
wait."
Um, this is actually true across all of marketing. So is everyone getting this big aha? Because things like, and I'm going to just share other gold nuggets as we go, because let's make this like literally the best Friday ever. I just think that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Things like branded newsletters have always performed worse for us and our clients than simple plain text. And the ugliest funnel I ever created is our top converting funnel. So, like, there's all this craziness. Results are not the same thing as beauty. And so, if you present a portfolio of the content that has worked for clients, future clients might be like, this isn't pretty because they're not seeing what happens behind the scenes. So, um,
It's really
I
good.
always yeah, I always ask my clients, I'm like, "Do you care more about how your brand looks or how consumers feel and take action?" And that's a big thing that really and truly changes the game because then they're not gonna expect these gorgeous visuals that may or may not perform. So instead of portfolios, I'm gonna talk about exactly what to do instead, okay? So instead of portfolios, there are several things that you can do. If you have never worked with a client before, make yourself your first case study. So this a case study can be you or your clients. You can share, here's how I grew my Instagram impressions by 300%. Now, did you guys know you can pull those numbers using Metricool? I'll just show you this real fast because it's fast and it's amazing. So you can pull this without having to go and like track all of the numbers. I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's go ahead. You'll see like a bajillion me's for just a second, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and there we go. So inside of analytics, if I wanted to show growth on Instagram using my own Instagram as a case study and building my own social media platforms as a case study, I could showcase this and show, okay, we're up 6,048 followers in a month, and we are I would pull these stats to show exactly how everything's performing. We're up by 118% on Instagram, etc. We could even pull like TikTok. I actually have no idea what my TikTok stats look like right now. It's been growing a lot in the last couple of weeks, which is kind of nice. Okay, so up 49,000 followers. So make yourself your own case study. Now, how you can do this in an easy way is to go to reports once you've connected all of your platforms to Metricool. And then you can choose which ones you want to have in this gorgeous PDF. So you can decide if you want to sort by impressions or date or network or interactions. This one you can do by likes, comments, impressions, reach, engagement. So basically, you can focus on what you want to focus on. So if you just want to do Instagram, just create a branded report on Instagram. And then this is kind of cool. You can customize it if you have your own logo with your own logo here at the bottom and then generate a PDF. Okay. Pretty cool, right? So let's go ahead and pull this.
Okay, I have a question for you. So, when it comes to client reports,
Mm-hmm.
what is the biggest thing that you've seen that, or I guess the biggest takeaways when you're presenting your report to your client? What do you usually hone in on? I guess it depends
Ooh,
obviously on the platform,
yep.
but yeah, I don't know if you focus on
Yes.
one thing or.
So when I'm presenting a report or a case study to a client that has not yet signed, I'm going to focus on the metrics that are the most aligned with the metrics that they want. Um, so some clients will come to you and say, I just want to grow my followers. I will tell you that usually isn't the truth. They might say that in the beginning. Down the road, they want to see results from it, but I'm going to show growth of followers. So I'm going to showcase the metrics that are the most aligned with those clients' goals.
Mhm.
Pretty cool, right?
Yes.
Yes, beautiful. Okay, a few more things. If you have had clients of any kind, there's a few other things that I do in lieu of portfolios. Okay, so I do written testimonials, and you can add these into every uh, conversation point in the prospective client process, which is pretty cool. I also, and I'm going to redo my video soon, I have video testimonials from clients. If you have not asked your clients for testimonials, this here today is your sign to ask for written and or video testimonials. If they give you video testimonials, you can transcribe the audio and grab the words and then have written testimonials as well. So that's kind of a twofer. So I send over these types of things or examples of what a content plan looks like, but I don't actually send them a portfolio of my work because they're not going to see these pieces of content generated this much results, etc. Now, a great way to get around that is to say, I could send you examples of my work, but every single client has different goals. And so if I share with you this client's work, if your goal is to have a cohesive, unified brand, and this client's goal was to generate leads, you're not going to see the vision from one to the next. So that's how I like to kind of share it. Okay. Who here feels a little bit better about portfolios? It's a little bit of an unconventional process, but it's worked really well for me over the last 8 years. So I'll share this one more time. Case study, either yourself or clients, written testimonials and or video testimonials. The next big thing I want to share with you is how to find clients. And we're going to touch on this fast. Cool? Because I think we actually talked about this in the 2 videos ago. So if you guys check out on mine and Metricool's YouTubes, we did 3 ways to get freelancing clients in 2023, and we go super in depth. That was a fun day. That was a
Yes.
really fun one.
Yeah.
So,
It's still on our account, so if you want to watch that one, make sure to watch
mhm,
that.
you're gonna end up binging because there's a lot of really great content. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly share ways to get clients, and I go more in depth in these in that training from 2 weeks ago. Okay, so just a couple of quick ways to get clients. One is to treat yourself like a client. Before you have clients, treat yourself like a client and be putting out consistent content, ideally short form video content. Okay, short form, because this builds in the parasocial relationship, the know, like, and trust. And then no matter how a client hears about you, if they find you on social media, they're like, oh, this person actually practices what they preach. They're actually doing it. I have examples of their work. Okay, I'm actually impressed. They're putting out content every single day. The second is inside of entrepreneur Facebook groups. And this one is actually 2 and 3. So the first is to give value inside of Facebook groups. And the second is to answer questions inside of Facebook groups. Who's getting the aha from this? These 3 things are absolute game changers. I just reopened our Done For You agency with my team. And within, I want to say maybe a week, we got over 200 applications to work with us. And almost 100% of that came from short form video content. Cool. Drop the aha if you're excited. Okay, ways to get clients. That list could go on and on. I'll be super honest, but those are the 3 that we're seeing working the absolute best right now. Okay, when it comes to proposals, drop a yes. By the way, are you guys having fun? Are you having fun? We're sharing a lot of things that are breaking a lot of myths in the industry fast. So there's a
When
lot
you
of
first became, or yeah, I guess when you first became a social media manager, what was the first mistake that you made?
oh, the very first mistake that I made was I accidentally posted for, um I posted for, uh, a recipe company on my hospice care clients.
Oh, no.
There were some really big mix-ups there. So I was like, I think it was protein, chocolate protein was on sale. And I posted that, and in case anyone's not aware, hospice care is like end of life care for people, and I posted it, and it was like 50% off on our chocolate protein, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I just wanna fall through the floor right now."
Oh, no.
So, that was pretty rough. That that was very rough. Um, that's a really good question. That's a fun one. I probably have made every mistake in the book on the way, and that always makes me feel better when I hear that other people have too, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Lots of big mistakes. So, we dive into, Angela, short form videos more in the training from 2 weeks ago. I didn't notice it for 1 day, and then I noticed it, and then I learned that I needed to check the things that had posted. I actually learned a lot of lessons through that. So, okay, really, really cool. Should we dive into proposals?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to share with you real fast the format, the best format. This is the exact format I use. This is the format I teach my mentorship students to use. Hands down, my absolute favorite format for proposals, which is probably going to surprise you. It is not pretty branded proposals. We have tested this time and time again, and plain text in line in an email outperforms every single time. So that means it's just text in the body of an email, not even in a PDF, not even in a Google Doc, just plain text proposals. They work every single time. That's what we use today. That's what we've used for years. And we use a 3-tier proposal. So tier 1 is what you know you can get. Okay. So, like, if in the past you've charged $1,000 a month, look at Anita's comment, everyone. She says, yes, this proposal format changed my business exponentially. Anita's an amazing member of the Social Click. She crushes it. She takes action so fast. Okay, so if you've charged $1,000 before in the past per month, then that would be most likely your tier one $1,000 per month. But growth doesn't happen unless we offer options for growth. Did you hear that loud and clear? Growth doesn't happen unless we offer options for growth. So if you are only ever sending proposals for $1,000 per month, what you know you can get, you are literally baking in your own personal glass ceiling. If you don't offer more, no one will ever be able to take more, and you'll never be able to make more. Okay? Tier 2. And by the way, this formula right here is for while you're growing. For us in our business, we've found our sweet spots and they're locked in. Cool. So we know our sweet spots. We know where we want to stay. It's the right pricing for the market, etc. But as you're growing, follow this here. Isn't this kind of cool already?
Yeah. How long did you kind of stay in this first 3-tier system?
So I like to stay in each pricing for several clients and then raise everything a little bit. Now we still have a 3-tier Aniston. So we have our 3-tier that once we realize like, okay, this is the sweet spot where the market that we want to work with wants to pay and we're happy to work with them and they're great clients and we're sustainable and profitable. Okay, we're cool. But until then, you raise it every few clients, like as your confidence builds.
Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay, so tier 2 is a comfy stretch. If I were to ask you to do the splits tomorrow, or even today, right here, right now, you'd be like, no, I can't do that. That's I'm gonna tear my groin. Right? So instead, what I recommend is that your tier 2 is a comfy stretch. Now, I want to real fast talk about this question here, but how do you package them? Every single business is going to be different. So, every social media manager is going to offer different services, different deliverables, etc. There's no way I can show you how to package them because only you know what you are and aren't willing to do. For example, are you willing to respond to comments on content? Are you willing to monitor DMs for leads? How many posts are you comfortable making within your profit margins, etc. So that would get into me giving you like custom consulting, and I'm not going to do that on a YouTube video because I don't want to lead anyone else astray. Does that make sense? Every business is completely different. How my business is set up is different than this person's, and I also customize the packages based on each and every client. So it changes. Okay, comfy stretch for you might be $1,700 per month. And then your tier 3 is going to be your big leap. If you've never read the book Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, 10 out of 10 recommend it. It is a fantastic book. This is your big leap pricing. And so this could be like $2,500. Now, all I'm going to say is that these two may feel untouchable until one day you wake up and someone takes your tier 3 and you'll be like, what just happened? And it really pulls you into a new level of belief and understanding money mindset, confidence in your business. And so you may want to stay at this for a few, wait until maybe 2 clients take tier 3, and then raise each of these rates incrementally. Cool? Who's going to try this 3-tier proposal? This is our top converting by far. Absolute best by far. This has been a game changer, by the way, because before I charged like super high ticket prices for our agency, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, and before I charged a high ticket pricing for strategies and for agency, the first time a client took my tier 3, I like fell off of the bed. I remember I read the email in bed and I was just like, "What?" And I just started like happy crying, but then it became the norm in time. This works from day 1. Day 1. Stop treating yourself like a newbie. I'm gonna just say this real fast. Everybody drop a yes if you hear me loud and clear on this. Stop asking if this works for a newbie. This is tough love, but it's important for everyone. Stop acting like a newbie. You just are a social media manager. If you go into it being like, I'm a newbie, you'll get treated like you're a newbie. You'll have newbie energy. This is total love, by the way. You are an expert. You know why? Because you're studying it. You're working on it. You're doing it. You're taking action. I'm willing to bet you are on tons of YouTube videos learning and growing and stretching. And okay, so you're not a newbie. You are a social media manager. Doctors don't walk out and say, will this type of procedure work for a newbie doctor? They would be roasted, and the patients would say, get me a new doctor. Can you
That's so
imagine?
important because I feel like imposter syndrome is, especially when, maybe you're stepping into a new creative space, it feels like you aren't supposed to be there, but you are,
Mhm.
and you're creating this because you understand how it works, you understand,
Yep.
your business goals, and that's, I mean, even for me who's stepping into my career, I always
Mhm.
have imposter syndrome, and then I realize, oh wait, I know more than I think I do.
Yes, seriously. I will say, even at this point, there are days where I wake up and I'm like, I don't really know anything. Um, and then I'll, go to a conference and have like a private Q&A about TikTok, and the first question will be, what's TikTok? And I'm like, oh yeah, I do know a couple things. Okay. I just needed to be around people who aren't living and breathing social media all the time. Okay. So I want to share one thing that's really important. I don't recommend showing prices on a website. One thing I do is I'll share a range. So you would update that every time your range changes, but I like to show a range. Like on my application, it says, like in our done for you agency, it says here's the range, the low end to the high end. And then on strategies, I think on the application it literally says 47,000 to 247,000. So the range is there, but I'm not going to share like what those packages look like because different clients have different needs and I like to customize it for different clients. Okay.
That's fair.
Helen's question is actually going to be answered with the next point because I'm just going to say this loud and clear. Side note, drop a yes if you appreciate that sometimes I just shoot it straight with love. I'm like, guys, we got stuff to do. We got businesses to build. I'm just going to share with you the honest truth. Okay, beautiful. So you need to get out of hourly. Stop it. 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 You need to get out of hourly. Hourly works for roles such as like customer service, VAs are traditionally hourly. As a social media manager, you get faster and better with time. And so if you're charging hourly, you will forever become more and more penalized for getting better and faster. There are no hourly packages in this. If clients ask me how much time is in your tier 3 package that your team is going to dedicate to us, I am super honest and I'm like, it might be 200 hours collective as a team and it might be 2 hours. It's the right amount of time, whatever it takes for us to get the result that we're looking for. Oof.
That's such a smart point because for those that, work from home and I'm a copywriter. And so sometimes my ideas and my writing doesn't come to me in a 2 hour period.
No.
Sometimes it comes to me when I'm laying in bed at 11 p.m. and I have to wake up and be like, oh, this is a good idea. And so hourly it's hard to measure, and it's hard
Yes.
to, especially, and yeah, like you said, it can range so much.
Mhm.
So that's a really good point.
You do also get faster the more clients you work with as well, because you'll start to identify patterns that really work well. I know I like working with clients from different industries. I don't recommend niching. I'm a huge fan of saying don't niche down, because I feel that what you learn from one industry can drastically improve what you do in another industry. Um, and then those ahas will come at night, because you'll be like, wait, if this worked for my weight loss client, I should try this for my clothing boutique client. Let's try it and see what happens. And then it clicks and you can't bill for that. So, no hourly, no hourly. I love our combos, by the way. The little,
I
like,
know.
it's so fun. We get to nerd out.
I know, we really do.
Mhm. Okay, real fast, let's talk about pricing your services. I'm going to say this time and time and time again. I can't tell you what to put in your packages. Do you want to know why? Because I don't know you. I don't know your expertise. I don't know your clients. I don't know your clients' needs. I don't know what you're good at. I don't know what you're terrible at that we want to avoid. I don't know all of the specifics. It would be like me trying to diagnose a client who said, I've got a tummy ache over the internet. I can't do that. But what I can do is tell you that you put in all of the deliverables that it takes to get the results that you're looking for. That's what your proposals are going to have. Okay. So, what I recommend for, like, I'd like adamantly, like, no, 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 not for social media managers. I don't think so. Okay. So, when it comes to quoting prices, there is a way that I like to do it, and this is never shared with the client. This is internal only, okay? So, let's say I'm supporting with TikTok. I'm going to look at my proposal, all of the deliverables within my proposal, and let's say it's video editing. It's hashtag strategy and management. It is captions, outbound engagement, inbound engagement, and research for viral prompts, etc. Okay. What I'm going to do behind the scenes is I'm going to break down how many hours per month this is going to take for me before I get faster at it and before I hire a team. So let's say video editing is going to take 5 hours a month. Hashtag research is going to take 1 hour a month. Captions will take me 1 hour a month to write for the month. Inbound is just like a couple minutes a day, outbound, a couple minutes a day, and maybe 5 hours per month. I'm going to add up all of this, and we know it's 14 hours per month. And then I'm going to multiply this by my desired hourly. Helen, it depends on the client. Some clients, yes, some clients, no. It depends on you, your skill set, the client, and the agreement based on what they're looking for. So 14 hours per month. I'm going to multiply this by my desired hourly. So if I wanted to make $100 per hour, then this math is pretty easy. You're just going to multiply these two. And now you have pricing of $1,400 per month. Now, the reason this works so well is because at this rate, you can bring in other people to support you who would be thrilled with like just consistent side hustle work, or people who are looking for just a consistent job. So this built in allows you to scale, grow, outsource, hire. Drop an aha in the chat if this is helping you, because this is a game changer, this formula right here, okay? So this is how we price things. You always want to estimate how many hours it will take you. If you don't know, round up. And then if you over time get faster, then it becomes better and better and better. Right? Isn't this a good one, you guys? Okay, the first meeting with a client. I'm going to give you a list. You guys may want to watch this video, by the way, several times. Who here is already knowing that you're going to want to watch this video several times? Okay, the first meeting with a client. So congrats. The client said yes. You sent them the contract. You sent them the invoice. They signed and paid ahead of time. Do I need to say that one again? The client signed the contract and paid ahead of time. Ahead of time. And now you're scheduled for your onboarding call. I like to personally call it a launch call because that sounds cooler to me. I just think it sounds nicer, fancier, everything. And I'm always looking for ways to make things sound less, I don't know, corporate-y. So I don't use onboarding, I use launch call. I still will probably come up with an even better name for that, but you are going to collect tons of information. Okay, that's your goal. You're going to collect, you ready for this? Logins. You're going to collect branding. You're going to collect, yes, I received full paid in advance. You're going to collect logos. You're going to collect any folders of photos, folders of videos, links to all their social media platforms, links to their different resources, and all of that. Their website, find out who's on their team, who you're going to communicate with, get them into a communication channel. You're going to ask some really fun questions. Everyone has a different process for this, but sometimes I like to dive into brand archetypes. Sometimes I like to dive into what they want people to feel like after watching their content or experiencing their content. By the way, I customize the launch call based on the client. I like to ask what books they like, what books have really inspired them, to get ideas for quotes. I like to ask who their favorite competitors' content is, their favorite non-competitors. I like to push the limits on the launch call. Are you willing to get silly? Are you okay with profanity? Are you comfortable with pop culture references, even if you don't fully understand it? Are you willing to try some things that may or may not work? So I like to find their parameters where they're comfortable. What things should we avoid? What things do you find cringy that you can't stand on social media? So it's really this deep dive, getting to know the client. And that's what the first meeting should be like. Now, a couple things that are really important. First meeting should be video on Zoom. You want a chance to connect. I have to share this because this is a big warning. Don't tell your current clients you can't do hourly anymore unless you're comfortable losing those clients. Instead, onboard retainer clients moving forward, and then tell the current clients once you've replaced them. If you tell existing hourly clients that you're switching to retainer, 9 times, if not 10 times out of 10, you will lose all those clients. So don't do that. I just have to share that warning. When it comes to the first meeting with the client, you want it to be professional. You want it to be nice. You don't want them to be like, what is that mess in the background? So like, for example, can you guys see how everything behind me looks really nice and polished, presentable? If it didn't, I'd blur the background. I'm going to show you guys what you don't see, which is important. You can literally hide your mess where the camera doesn't show. Cool. I actually haven't shown this in a really long time, Aniston. So ready for it? We just got a cat. So there's cat supplies like everywhere. and she loves to tear things up, so it's been a hot mess over there. But they're never gonna know, 'cause look, isn't that gorgeous? So, have just, like, a nice background, and I swear this is, like, anyone who works online with, like, Zoom calls. I know Aniston, I've seen both of us have to scramble to find, like, the best wall based on where we're staying, like, you gotta find the best wall with the best background. Um, what's happening in front of the screen is what matters most. So
Mhm.
that's important to keep in mind. I'm also going to share just a couple more things just for perception's sake. And this is really helpful. You don't have to look like a runway model, but you do want to look put together. So, whatever your put together looks like, awesome. If you close the client looking really, really nice and dressed professionally, and then on the launch call, suddenly you're wearing a backwards hat and a t-shirt with swear words on it, the client's just gonna be like, "Are you sure I'm okay? Are you positive?" So what I like to do is just have literally comfies on bottom, and I throw on just a nice sweater or a nice top for any sales calls and then launch calls and any calls moving forward. I it's just easy to just quick throw on something that looks a little nicer than just a hoodie.
Mhm.
Anytime I do just wear a hoodie, and I have, like, once or twice, Aniston, with you and Alex, and I've been like, "I feel so scrubby." So, I love being scrubby, just not on those calls, you know?
Mhm.
So, helpful, guys, already. Another important point, um, make sure you're not, like, smoking or vaping on any of the client calls. I wish I could say I haven't heard about this, but I've heard about this a lot. Um, don't be eating on the call. That distracts people unless you're having just, like, a quick chat and you're like, "Is it okay if I quick eat my breakfast while we have this quick chat?" Um, things that make it seem like the client isn't the priority in that situation, go for it. I do wanna highlight this. If you're a t-shirt guy, just make sure you're wearing a t-shirt on the sales call, and then you'll be good for the launch call and all touch points from then on. I do no cold pitches, none, 0. Cold pitches get stitches. None. I don't do it. Um, so just make sure that there's, like, some congruency. Like, even with this top, it's a little more casual. I would only wear this if I felt like my hair and makeup looked bomb that day. If it was a little off on hair and makeup, I'd probably just dress up a little bit. Okay, we have 2 more points. Whew,
Crazy. We've gone through so much.
this is an intense
I
hour.
know.
Okay, ready for it. I've already showed this with you guys a little bit, but I need to show this. Um, you need to be sending your clients reporting every month. Every month. Can I get all the yeses in the chat if you guys hear me loud and clear on this? You need to be sending it every single month, okay? Now, in the past, if you ever tried to create reporting for clients, it can take a long time to compile and put together, and it can be annoying. And it's in a spreadsheet, and everyone hates spreadsheets. Okay, I started liking them recently, I'll just be honest. Uh, you can do reporting, by sending the reporting as a standalone. Some clients will like that. Some clients will appreciate if you share, like, a video with you going through it and sending that over. I use Slack with my clients, sending that over Slack. And some clients will want a call, or rather on your monthly call, to discuss reporting. It just depends on the client and you and your level of comfort. Okay, so let's go ahead and just show one more thing. I love this. Okay, this is gonna save you so much time. All right,
So much
so
time.
so much time. And I say this as someone who has personally spent many, many, many hours creating reporting manually. So inside of Metricool, you can do reporting based on the time period that you want. Obviously, you can select your language, and then you can pick which platforms to report on and what you want to report on. Like for me, I'd usually do reach, unless the client was focused on like comments, reach, impressions, those types of things. Let's go ahead and do impressions is Twitter. So you select the platforms that you're managing for your client inside of Metricool, add your logo, and then you can instantly generate a PDF or PowerPoint. It literally takes like 60 seconds. But not only that, you can automate this process. So you can set it up so that your email gets the report automatically every single month. Can you do 2 emails? I've never
Yeah.
tried this.
Yeah.
So you can also automate it to your client's email.
Yes.
There we go. So you can add a little more text. Hi, Johnny. I'm so excited to share your monthly report. Discuss this on our next call. And save. Instantly now, or I'm going to come on back. Instantly now, that is forever automated until you turn it off. So massive time saver. 10 out of 10 recommend this. It is
Yes.
a no-brainer. Okay, organization. We're going to go light into this. But what I'm going to share is going to be super, super, super helpful. Okay. So, when it comes to organization, yes or no in the chat. Is your Google Drive organized?
This is so funny because sometimes Google Drive can get so overwhelming,
Yes.
and having organization coming when I was hired into Metricool, having that organization already there was so helpful because at first I was like, where am I going to organize all of these files and videos? And so having that organization is essential.
Without a doubt. I'm going to show you guys a really easy organization tip that helps. Now, this might be helpful, but I am not an organized person by nature. It's something that I've learned. I've become decently organized. I'm pretty proud of my organization and systems skills, but those are not natural traits for me. So, when I started this business 8 years ago, I didn't ever realize what it was going to grow into. And so I just threw everything into one Google Drive folder, and it was a hot mess. And we actually have now this one folder that we call the archive. It's the deep, dark cave of before I brought on a team. And so, the more you grow with your clients, and the more content you create, the more you will need it to be in a location that does not bog down your computer and it adds redundancy. Your computer can crash. I have been through 6 computers, 6 laptops, and 3 desktops in the last 8 years. We fly through them because of how much work we do on them. This is the only one that's lasted for a while, which is kind of nice, but I like splurged on, when you like set all the settings to max on Apple, I just was like, for the first time, I'm just going to do that. And then this one's been lasting really well. So you want to have everything in Google Drive to set you up for hiring, outsourcing, to have redundancy so you don't lose stuff, and to ultimately be able to access it from anywhere. Okay, so the earlier in your business you follow this, the happier you're going to be later on. Cool. So you don't end up with the deep, dark cave called the archive. So we also do have hard drives as a backup. We back up our Google Drive every so often. Um, Not as much lately, but we're probably due for a backup pretty soon. Okay. So you've got your Google Drive. This is my favorite organization. Okay. I'm actually going to pull up mine so I can read to you what folders we have. Is that cool with you guys?
Just before you dive into that, have you seen any other, so obviously you talked about your computer and that how that can
Mhm.
be problematic. Have you seen any other, I don't know really what there is that you could use, but any other sort of platform that you can use to organize all your files and documents?
There's Dropbox, but I hate it for usability unless you're doing like a lot of professional video footage, then there are advantages there.
Mhm.
OneDrive is terrible. It's so hard to organize.
Mhm.
Google Drive is kind of the gold standard. It really is,
I
you know?
agree.
Mhm. Yay. So, Google Drive. Um, what you want to do is have folders for different things, even if you don't have these things in place yet. Okay. So, one that I like is my marketing. And this is where different things for marketing myself go. Cool. We also have a folder for sales. That's always a good one. As you build out SOPs, we have an operations folder. We have a folder for finance. So this is where we track who's paid, who hasn't, profit loss, all the statements from our accountants. I'm trying to see what other ones would be directly relatable. Oh, and then this is big, clients. And this is the one we're going to focus on today, clients. Okay. Um, there's one more folder, and I'll just tell you about it. And this is SOP is standard operating procedure. Um, this is my favorite folder because this is the one that is like, have you ever seen like an artist's messy desk or their workstation?
Yes.
Yes. So this is one where I will never ask a team member to go in here. It's where I create and stuff only gets moved out from there once it becomes something that other people need or it's like a document now. Okay, now this is a lead magnet. So this is called my workspace, Rachel's workspace. And I have no pressure to keep it clean because I know how to find everything in there and no one else on my team needs anything in there. This is just where I create different ideas, campaigns, thoughts, brainstorm, spitball. I love this one. There's probably a lot of gold in there that we could at some point like offer to people, like let people dig through my workspace and find stuff, like kind of like a rummage sale.
Is
Were
this
you
also where you upload content or is that in another space?
No, that's in, my marketing.
Okay.
So, yeah, nothing that's actually, like, usable goes
Mhm.
in here. This is just where I start working on little projects or trying different things or starting a new book or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, we're gonna focus on clients. So, with clients, you're gonna want to have one folder for each client. And name it based on the client's name and their business name. Okay. In each and every one of these folders, you're going to want to have a copy of their discovery call notes. That's sales call for those who don't know. I create everything on Google, nothing on my computer. Um, Copy of the proposal, notes from the launch call. You're going to want to have a folder with any of their creatives, and then any of the deliverables needed, their hashtags, their designs, their reporting, monthly reporting, etc. So all in one folder, all in one place. And then that way you have absolutely everything in one convenient spot, and you never are going to stress to explain where things are for clients, especially as you hire on a team. Whew, we've been through a lot.
I
Um,
know.
I feel like some of you guys need to check out Metricool. I'm just going to put that out there.
Mhm.
This is actually what we are using in our agency, which I'm so excited about. You guys can sign up for free at metricool.com, and the free platform gives you up to 50 scheduled posts per month, and that is free for life,
Yes, is
forever.
amazing. And if you guys want to try Metricool Premium, which unlocks some of the more advanced features, then you can use code Rachel to try Metricool 30 days for free. Try it out. It's amazing. It unlocks some of those features such as reporting,
Mhm.
which is obviously a huge feature that we talked about today. So go ahead and give it that a try.
Beautiful. I want to answer a couple of questions. Um, so I just shared the setup for the clients folders. I'll show it one more time. The first folder is my marketing, sales, operations, finance, clients, and workspace. And then each client gets their own folder, and you're going to have everything in this one folder: discovery call, proposal, launch call notes, their creatives, their hashtag banks, whatever you create, the designs, and then also, of course, their reporting. Now, this is really important. You don't share this folder with the clients. This is your internal organization. Now, once in a while, you'll have maybe one folder in there that is shared for the client to like upload photos or videos or etc.
Mhm.
Um, and like, yeah, that can work really well, but you don't want to share all of your launch call notes, your discovery call notes, the proposal with your client. And then I was going to answer, oh, how long did it take for me to get a steady stream of clients? My first year as a social media manager, I did 119,000. So it was, I always got clients one way or another. Um, and then clients started really and truly coming to me in, let's see, I started that in the first full year is 2016. It was by 2018, clients were seeking me out. And then now clients bang down my door.
Everyone wants to work with you.
It's fun. We have a good time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Someone asked if they can watch the replay, and yes, it will be live, or it'll live on both Metricool and Rachel's YouTube channels, so you can access it, watch it back at any time, and also feel free to watch back some of the other master classes that we've had together because they have
Mhm.
a lot of really good golden nuggets that you can grab some great info from.
Amazing. Anston, this was really fun.
I know, this is amazing. And for those of you that don't know, Rachel and I are going to meet in person
Oh my
in 2
gosh.
weeks.
Ooh, should we share the link just in case anyone wants to come? So if you're
Yes.
watching this before March 23rd, we are hosting Metricool and we're hosting an event in Vegas. It's a workshop all about content creation. And only have, last time I checked, 22 spots left.
Wow.
So it is flying fast. 22 spots left. There is no virtual option. This is only in person. So we can share the link to that because this is going to be an amazingly powerful 2 days. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I'm going to drop the link
Our
for
world,
you. There you go.
especially when our world's online, having in-person events now is getting to meet people in person is so exciting.
It's so nice. I'm so excited to hang out. Like, it's going to be an amazing couple days.
I know.
Seriously. Yay. Okay. So jump on that. Happy Friday, everyone. It was really fun.
Yeah. Everyone have a good weekend. Thank you for
We'll talk
joining us,
soon.
and go be amazing social media managers now.
Yay. Talk soon.
Thanks, Rachel.